think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Welcome back to the Hypothetically Podcast. This is episode 6. And I think I always start with "and." I swear to God. You can go to every single one. I swear I start with "and." That's besides the point. This topic today is going to be plateaus and how to deal with them. Because that's what I wrote in my Google Doc or my notepad. And this episode this episode was going to be episode 5. I decided to move it forward because Above gave us the great idea that we should just complain because he was in a complaining mood, and I was totally down to complain any time of the week. And but this is going to be plateaus now. But jumping straight into it. Sorry, I'm lost for thoughts here. I haven't done a podcast episode in like half a week and didn't have any practice communicating because I was too busy gaming all week. And I'm also half asleep, and so is Above. So please disregard that information that we gave you and just try to follow along if you can. But plateaus. So first, Above, I'm going to let you give the definition of a plateau, all right?
Okay, so my definition of a plateau, well, since I'm going through one right now, I guess I could explain it. Well, first of all, there's two kinds of plateaus, two major kinds. There's the short term, which is like, 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, where you just are not playing well, or you're just not doing anything, you're not improving, you feel like, even though you're going through your routine every day like you normally do. So that's like a short term, and a long term is you're practicing every day, you're putting in your hours, and you just don't see any results. Nothing has changed, or you're getting worse. But my definition of a plateau is skill not increasing at the rate that you think you should be increasing. So yeah, I guess that's like a pretty good definition. Good shit, Above.
Yeah. I think so for short term, actually no, there's examples of plateaus. So like maybe you're consistently like either playing bad, that's even like a slump almost. It's where you're playing bad consistently, you're doing a horrible job, or you're just not moving. And the short-term plateaus you don't really need to be afraid of. That just means like you need to stay consistent, or you need to change a little bit of things that you're doing in your routine, or you need to do something a little bit differently. Maybe like drop something that could be potentially throwing off your gameplay, whatever it is. But it's like if you had a long day at school and you're just like, hey, I'm gonna queue up, and you lose a bunch of games and you're doing bad, you obviously like that you had a stressful day at school. Like you shouldn't really be queuing up. You should take a long break and then play a couple games at night and refresh. That's like something you could fix. It's not really necessarily a plateau, but it's like small micro things. But long-term ones are the ones you need to be afraid of. And a lot of people suffer from long-term plateaus and they don't even know it, because I say it's so dangerous is because you can get to a point of where you're in a plateau for so long that you don't even know you're in it. And that's completely possible, to where like I can name a few people who play the game every single day and they do the same thing every single day, and they literally do not move. They do not get results, and they do not improve at all. Like that is a long-term plateau, and you may think you're getting better, but you could potentially either one, be getting worse, or two, not moving at all. And you think like the stuff you're doing is you're just wasting time for like 6 hours a day playing the game, or like even 2 hours. You're just literally wasting that time. So you need to be very much aware of a long-term one. So those
I have a
are
good example actually of a long-term plateau. So here's the thing. It's necessarily a plateau doesn't actually mean your skill isn't increasing. It just means that you aren't getting better faster than your opponents or your competition. So everyone else that you're playing with, like or against, such as like in Valorant, if you're fucking stuck in silver for 3x, wonder who that could be talking about, Gabe. If you're stuck in silver for 3x and your aim is getting better, but you're not getting out of silver, it's because everyone else that you're playing against is also improving at the exact same rate. So if you're not improving faster than them, you're not going to climb out of your fucking rank.
true. Very true. That's a good example. But yeah, those are the common ones, short term and long term, and then just a little micro mistakes. And then we're probably, first things first, we're gonna go over short term, and then we're gonna go over long term. If you don't know which one you have, just listen to both. And if if the examples that we gave and you know for sure that your long term, skip to long term. If you know for sure that your short term, stay right now. We're going to talk about it. But this is also, honestly, it's probably going to be a short video because I don't think this is going to take like probably 16, 15 minutes because plateaus are like, it's you like, so I got somebody, it's Maroons. Surprise, it's Maroons. But whenever he hits a plateau, or whenever he always looks for the most drastic answer. Like, I swear to God, every single time. It's like plateaus are not difficult to, I mean, it might take some time to overcome, but like if you got the answer to how to break a plateau, you just have to follow through with it. It's literally not.
It's Occam's razor, bro. Like the
Yeah.
simplest answer is always the correct answer in that
Right.
situation.
You're not gonna, it's not gonna be some complex solution. Like this video is only gonna be 15 minutes explaining a plateau and telling you solutions that could potentially help you or coming up with your own solutions, right? Like it's just to give you a brainstorm. It's not going to really be a long video, but yeah, how to fix short-term plateaus. So reevaluating the definition of a short-term plateau is where you're either one, just in a slump and you're not even plateaued. It could be 3 days, 2 days, 4 days. However, it could be a week. That's not even long-term. And it's just where your gameplay has not moved at all and you're basically you're not getting better of which when you were getting better, maybe you've climbed and climbed and climbed and then you hit this barrier and then now you're just stuck again and you need to see what now look there's tons of things you could do. So we'll start off with a couple ones that are just most common. Number one is you can look for what you did in the beginning and see how that can help you. And then you could reevaluate that and change it from your first start and then try to climb again, starting from where you're at now, or you could just completely change your routine, or you could focus on something. You could take it small, one step at a time. There's many things that you can do, but they all have the same thing in common as where since you're improving so much at a Jurassic rate, you get used to what you're doing and it becomes muscle. It doesn't even become muscle memory. It's more
Like
or less
such a second
you have
nature.
to challenge yourself more is what it is, right? Like when your brain starts to build that muscle memory, you're not going to get, it's not like if I learn how to play Slash, or not even Slash, this is not even the song. If I learn how to play a hard song like Through the Fire and the Flames and then I go down to Seven Nation Army, that song's not even going to be that hard. Like you're not challenging yourself with something that could be better than what you're playing, right? So when you get that good really, really fast, you have to maintain your competitiveness, and that's why I always say get like, it's an example of what Arnold used to say. It said get a gym partner. You're gonna need a gym partner. So this one says get a friend who's also gonna want a game and get better and play with that person. Because I'll give you the analogy. There's two dudes in the gym, right? They're both scrawny as hell. They're both absolutely scrawny. And they both competitive. They both have the same goals. They want to get shredded, right? They want to become bodybuilders. So and they're scrawny dudes. Like they're like 5'11", 5'10", 140 pounds, 160 pounds, or both 140, and they're like, yo, so they're gonna go and crank weights. So we'll call them dude one and dude two, right? So dude one is cranking weights. He's gonna be lifting. He's gonna be working on his arms. He's lifting. He's barbell curling, dumbbell curling. And he's like, yo, man, check out my biceps. And dude two gets a little bit jealous. They have that competitiveness. He's like, all right, man, I got you. Then a week goes by, and dude two's cranking all those weights, and he's getting bigger than dude one. And now dude one gets jealous, and you see it becomes a train of effect. They bounce off of each other back and forth and back and forth. And dude one's gonna get massive arms. Dude two, massive arms. But in their eyes, they still think of themselves as this scrawny person that started in the gym in the beginning, but in reality, they're both shredded as hell, right? And they don't care because they're too busy competing and they're too busy wanting to get better than each other. And it's a never-ending process. So if you have friends who are also wanting to get better, make sure you hang out with those people and make sure you have a competitive spirit with those people, because those people are going to help you. And that completely eliminates plateaus, by the way. That's why I say it's so useful, is because there's no way in God's name you're going to hit a plateau if you have somebody who's helping you and who's consistently being competitive against you, right? Like hitting plateaus, you guys are just going to steamroll competition. Like he's going to be dropping 40 bombs. You're going to be dropping 40 bombs in Valorant. He's going to be he's going to be playing Sinhai in tournaments. You're going to be placing whatever it is. But the short-term plateaus, not such a big deal. That is probably that is, even for long-term ones, that is my best advice I can give, is just find somebody who's willing to help you.
And another thing, if you're starting in a game and you're trying to get good at the game from the start, remember you're not gonna improve as fast later on as you did in the beginning, because there's just so much to work on in the beginning. And so like if you're gonna fucking go from bronze to gold, right? It's quite simple to go from bronze to gold, right? It's mainly just aim. It's literally just if you have better aim than every player you're going against and you win every duel you fight, you're just gonna win the game. Like you're just gonna win rounds, you're just gonna win the game. But once you're in like gold and you're trying to get to like plat and diamond, you have to remember that you're just not gonna improve as fast as you used to. So if you're not keeping that in mind, then you're gonna get frustrated with your own gameplay and with your improvement because you're gonna think, oh, I suck. I'm not improving. I'm not getting to this next rank. I was able to climb from fucking bronze to gold in 3 months, but I can't get from gold to plat one in in 4 or 5. Right? You have to remember that you have to put in double the amount of hours at that point. You have to put in as much time as you possibly can, to get better. And if you're not doing that, then like you're not gonna get better. That's just how the games work.
Right. And then that's absolutely true, and I think that also works for long term plateaus as well. Is where you just you build this muscle memory that you have, and you're just like, and you think, or I mean, that's obviously kind of falls into it, but it's also just expectation for yourself. Like if that just prevents you from mentally getting drained from the plateau. Is like, yo, you're not. Make sure letting you know that if you're good in the beginning and you're getting better fast, just know it's going to slow down, and you have to build a steady routine. But long-term plateaus is probably a bigger problem. There's too many people who hit this plateau and they hit this wall, and then they're like, all right, I'm out, and then they just give up on a dream. Like they just give up on something that they could have done. Like there's so many people, like that's why the majority of players are in silver and the majority of players are in bronze in Valorant, and the majority of the players are not in the top 3% for Fortnite. Like it's because you get this long-term plateau and it's like, all right, I can never go pro. I'm giving up. Like it's not even just giving
Right.
up, but it's like you are refusing the fact to push past your limits. Like this is where it's like from you getting, so this is the long-term plateau, and this is I call this the Great Wall. Like it's literally your breaking point from you taking this game to the next level, like to pro, right? In any game, it's like, hey, it's like you're whatever you've done from the beginning to where you're at now. You need to double that experience in order you to hit pro. You need to get past your mental barriers. You need to get past your physical barriers. You need to be in a mental mind state. You need to be in a better spot in your life. You need to like wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and practice this game every single day. Those things are what's going to separate you because I always say this: if you want to be a pro, you have to play like a pro, right? And
Right.
that's kind of sucks, but they get paid $1,100 a month or $1,600 a month or whatever it is. Even streamers, they get paid to wake up and play video games for 12 hours a day. So their motivation is far more easier than it is because they just wake up and play games.
They
So
go,
it's way
okay,
easier
well,
than
if I get on for 8 hours, I'm making this X amount of money, right? So if you're not making money because you're not a pro, then you have to find a different drive. You have to find a different want that you have. So I want to outplace my friend. Like Maroons, we have this friend, me, Maroons, and Gabe. We all have this friend, and his name is he goes by the F word. That's what we call him. He's the F word, and he is a super competitive guy, and so once he sees someone getting better than him, he goes, that's his drive. That's his drive to get really good. He goes, okay, I gotta step up my fucking game. And he does it. But if you don't have the drive to get better than someone based off of their success or based off of whatever, then you're just not going to be able to improve as well as like maybe a pro player or maybe someone that's already good, maybe a streamer, right? So if you're not able to find your own drive, like maybe, okay, I want to learn how to crank these retakes and box kids like a fucking flopper, or I want to be able to drop an ace every fucking game I play, or I want to be able to fucking go into CS and I just want to be able to fucking shit on the entire lobby. I want to be able to dry peek an opera and just shit on them. Like, if that's what you want to be able to do, and like it motivates you every day, then you are gonna have a lot easier time doing it than someone who's not motivated.
100%. So yeah, motivation is a big part of long-term plateaus as well. As you'll lose motivation because you're not seeing consistent success in your play, and that can also cause a drastic effect on your state of being and state of mind. And to the best way to get out of long-term plateaus, and I said this with short-term ones as well, is find a partner or realize that you need to play the game as much as the pros, or you need to play the game enough to break past that barrier. Meaning, like, if a pro's playing for 12 hours because they get paid, then you need to play for like 8 to 10. Like, you need to do something crazy. Like, there's other ways. You don't really have to grind, but as long as whatever works for you, find whatever's working for you and take control of that and do it as long as you can, and then switch it up. Because, it's
And
not, everything's going
we've
to work
said
the
this a
same.
whole bunch of times, by the way. If you do not think that you have it in you, and if you know that you cannot put in that amount of time and you don't have that motivation and you just aren't going to build it, maybe it's okay. It's okay to quit the game and find something else. It's okay to stop playing games, you know? If you think that you've hit this peak in your life and you've like, I've had this experience, maybe I just want to do something else. Maybe I just don't want to do this anymore. That's completely okay. And if your friends aren't okay with that, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not your friends. If they're not okay with you having personal growth, they're not your friends. My one friend Jaden, he wanted to go pro in Fortnite. He wanted to play Fortnite for the rest of his life because he was like, okay, this game is awesome. He fell in love with the game. He had this realization one night, and he was like, damn, I want to do art. Like that's what set him up. He was like, dude, I want to do art. Like I just want to do art. I love to draw. I love to design. I want to do art. And now he completely dropped it in like a week. He completely dropped gaming in a week. And he's now really good at fucking designing dresses and shirts and shit. It's fucking awesome. Like this I'm so proud of him for being able to climb out of something that he wasn't enjoying and find something that he does. It's awesome that people are able to do that. And if you think that you will be happier or you think that there's something else out there for you, it's okay to explore your options, bro. Like so many people do not want to explore their options because they suffer from the sunk cost fallacy. I've already put 600 hours into Fortnite, might as well go pro. I've already put 400 days into CS, I might as well go pro. You know, something like that. It's just if there's something else out there for you, bro, there's something else out there. It's fine.
100%. And yeah, long-term goals, just know, stick to the process, stick to the plan. Mentally, long-term goals are the ones that are going to fuck you up, so have a strong mentality for it. Definitely do not like just be completely weak to plateaus. That's going to be a major problem, even with short-term ones. Like, just don't give up, and also being open to experiences and you know what? Message of the day: be open to criticism. Swear to God, even if somebody just completely is the most toxic person on the planet, take it as
Even if they're
criticism.
worse than you.
Even if they're worse than you, take it as criticism. Some silver players calling you dog shit, whatever game you're playing. Some horrible players calling you bad, or even if they're not calling you bad, even somebody who thinks that's worse than you is like saying, "Hey, maybe you could have done this." Don't get defensive. Take it as criticism, man. Just be like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I probably should have done that," or "Yeah, that works," and then just agree with them, man. Because it's so much easier for you to just be more open-minded and take in loads of information. Because if you actually listened and took in, because your brain, it does this. It has a mental barrier, and it will block out any negative information, or it will block out something that you don't find, or something that doesn't reminisce with you. If you go back and you watch every single one of our podcasts and take in all that information, your life would completely flip 180. I can
You'll be a
guarantee that.
millionaire in a week because we're just that good.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, yeah, yes and no. It depends on your work ethic as well, because that doesn't even come with mental state. But I'm being completely honest. If you are more open to criticism, you're just going to become a better person because you're more open-minded to whatever people are saying. You're not just blocking out information that doesn't seem useful to you. Like, It's just you're in a better state of mind if you're being more open to criticism, dude. 100%.
And
Like,
that takes time, by the way. It's not like you can just fucking flip a switch one day and go, okay, I'm gonna take everything this guy says and I'm just gonna learn from it. You can't, like, most people cannot do that. So it's okay. It'll take you a couple days, maybe a week, maybe a month. But if you're able to flip the switch eventually and just be more perceptive of what these people are telling you, even if they're fucking ass and have one PR and you have 2K, right? Even if they're bad at the game and they're telling you, hey, I saw this was an error. Maybe you could correct this. Maybe you guys didn't calm this when you could have. You know, there's no such thing as perfect gameplay. So even the worst player in the game, even fucking Mama Benjifishy could find an error in your VOD if she was looking. So it's okay to take criticism from other people, and you have to. It's basically rewiring your brain. You have to rewire your brain to think better, to have a more positive mindset. And it is very difficult to change your mindset because it's like breaking a habit. It's like if you fucking beat your dick 2 times a day, every day for fucking a year and a half, and then you just suddenly don't do it anymore. That's fucking difficult. So it's okay to take a little bit of time and maybe move yourself away from games for a day or two and just strictly focus on your mentality. Try to find something that you really enjoy about the game. Put yourself back into the game with a positive mindset and start taking criticism from people in a little better way. It's going to go fucking miles for you. It's going to help you out so much.
fact spitter, you skip hitting right now above.
Yeah, that's going on TikTok.
That's going on TikTok. 100%. But yeah, I would have to agree with you. Also, I think that wraps it up because it's 10
Yeah.
a.m. and we need to do that coaching session that I need to do today. And fucking make sure you check out our socials. Make sure you drop a fucking like. Put something in the comments, please.
Yeah,
So I
maybe
know
check
you're
out my
not-
Valorant climb
Listen, if you've made it this far in the video, put just fuck, I don't know. Put a smiley face. Just a smiley face. Put a smiley face. If you
just
make it
write
this far in
I
the
jerk
video-
off 2 times a day in the comments, please.
Yeah, if you made it this far, put I jerk off 2 times a day in the comment section. And if you do, and most of the people watching this are our homies. And if you skipped to this point, and you made it this far, you're the fucking man. Honestly, I have a more respect for you if it's
Yeah,
Maroons. if it's fucking
Slumpy, I know
Jaden,
you're
if it's-
fucking watching this right now, bro. You're the GOAT. You're the best cactus in the universe.
Yeah, man. I will personally, hands down, send you a DMB and just. I just have. More
I'll
respect
send
for
you a
'Cause
handwritten
you know what
DM
our
saying
average
thanks.
video length is? It's 1 minute, bro. 1 minute. They don't get past the intro. And so if you're watching this and you've made it this far, I fucking appreciate you, bro. Like, you have the attention span of not a 9-year-old, and you have the capability of listening to an entire podcast and actually hearing what people have to fucking say. So that means you're a good listener. You have good listening skills. Pat yourself on the fucking back. You're the 1% or the 0.1% of the population, because it only seems everyone in our generation has no fucking ears at all, and they have the
Yeah,
attention
just
span
know
of a
we're
9-year-old.
giving you a round of applause right now.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. And I think that's going to wrap it up. Once again, leave a like, put that comment down, check our socials. I'm fucking out.
Backflip.